EA Sports welcomes you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. On the visitor sideline, the Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico. Greg Olson set to get this one started. Should be a wet one. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So here come the Jets. Their ever-changing quarterback carousel stops on Justin Fields, the 26-year-old. Remember, the Bears' first-round pick back in 2021 out of Ohio State.
Well, we had a chance to meet with him earlier in the week, and as you could probably expect, Mike, he wasn't exactly thrilled when we brought up last week's 4-interception performance. They were still bothering him. He was still trying to move from it, and I think that's the point. The ability to move on from bad games, that's really a testament to playing quarterback in the NFL. You're going to have some struggles, but if those struggles carry over into the next week's game, now we've got a problem. It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
They'll go again with Hall. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Terrell Bernard, they're on the tack. Third down, they need 5.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. He connects, it's in the hands of Reynolds. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Really solid all-around performance last week. And I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically. They got the win. He can continue to play that style of ball. It's going to be a tough group to match up with.
He'll get about 2. Will McDonald, third tackle.
Brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
They'll try to sneak it here. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Josh Allen on the bootleg. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line. So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Jets offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
At the 40-yard line.
Here comes Hall on this toss to the right. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down.
19 winning, 19 winning. Here we go. Alpha, 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 alpha. All right.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. Moving outside the pocket, and he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield, and now it's going to bring up a 4th down. Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. The Bills' offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch.
The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. 3rd and inches. As we are ready to get back underway. And he'll pick up the 1st down as he moves this up to the 29-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Quincy Williams on the tackle. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
Now they'll throw it with Allen. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He'll air one out for Palmer. And that is incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to a 4th down. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staff, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And, Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn. And
that's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Andre Cisco. And he's going to give his offense a short field to work with as they look for their first points of the game.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard. Got to get it to the 28, but now it's third down.
3:19, get that. You got a mini base. Why not? That's right.
Throwing is Fields. This one's just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Here's Austin McNamara now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to set up a long field ahead. Backed up as it is touchdown inside the 10. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. Because, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off and I could give you the ball from 35, where even if I bail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone say, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
Second down, it's Fields. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. Can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down. Fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release. The draft has become this multi-day, huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful plays? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. So if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. Khalil Herbert on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. And apparently we'll forget about that for the moment and turn our attention to quarter number 3. Let's go. Just one score, one lone field goal. All these two teams could muster in half number 1. What awaits us here in the second half? And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bills offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the
throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. To throw is Allen. They'll set up the screen to Cook. Oh, yeah. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. Now the return. Oh, looked like he may have had a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Jets offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside the U.S. in each regular season. That one, incomplete. Good job, textbook there. Separated the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down.
Brings up third down and 1.
We'll try to run for it with Hall. And he is going to have a Jets first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
38-yard line.
Here we go. Easy, easy, easy. Go.
Back to throw is Fields. Forced out wide. He runs with it. They'll look to pick up the pace.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Fields now on 2nd down. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
3 yards to go.
Fields now. This one caught by Metcalf. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard
Here we
line.
go, set. Turbo, set. Set.
They will run it over center with Hall. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. T.J. Sanders there to make the play.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Here we go. 3-19. Right.
First carry now for Khalil Herbert. And they continue to churn out first downs. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. And he will get into the end zone. Khalil Herbert. Touchdown, Jets. That is first touchdown of the new year. The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Jets move out to a 7-3 lead. Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. To return, here's Ray Davis. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. That's into the hands of Shakir. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 30.
Allen now on 2nd down. To the middle of the field and caught by Cooks. Still going. And he will score. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Bills. Is good. And the Bills are on top. It's now 10-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jets offense make their way out to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. As this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He's going to run it. And he'll get about 6 out of that run before being forced out of bounds. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. They'll run straight ahead with Herbert. And he'll have a Jets first down. He'll get this up past the 40-yard line.
That's good for a Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
He'll stay on the ground with Herbert. He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go, sir.
Fields from the pistol. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Greg Russo. He gets into drop him for his first sack of the young season.
Here we go. Sit high.
Fields from the gun on 3rd down.
And this is a great example of what can happen when you play complementary football. The back end holds up nicely in coverage, and then that front 7 is able to wreak havoc and put an end to this play.
A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The 4th quarter begins with a run by Cook. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
First down. A gain of 11 on the play.
They'll run the toss with Cook. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
From the gun, here is Allen. This pass right side taken in by Cook. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And the Bills first down.
In motion goes Cooks. A run out of the gun with Cook. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard. From the 41, here's 2nd down and 9. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
From the gun, Josh Allen. Cook's able to pull that one in. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
Gain of 28 yards.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
28-yard gain.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
2nd and 3 at the 6-yard line.
Allen will give this to Davis. And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Bills.
Allen going to make the read and hold on here. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd
In motion goes Cooks.
2-yard line.
Hook. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown. So they're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo. Buffalo. That is second touchdown of the afternoon.
The kick is good.
Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a two-score advance.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a two-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Right.
Fields now to throw on first down. Moving to his right. Taking off.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second reads, but what they failed to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially...
In a flash, and he lost the football. And it looked like one of the Jets was able to get in there and secure it, and they did, so they keep the ball. Gonna need a big play now. Third down and long.
Here we go. 3-19, right. Right.
They'll drop to throw. A throw left side, gonna be intercepted. Picked off by Christian Benford. And his offense is gonna be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. They'll run straight ahead with Cook. Finding very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. Yeah. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's first and 10.
First down and 10.
They run on the jet sweep, and this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11 at the 17-yard line.
So a road win here for the Bills. They get the victory.